Good Monday morning again, everybody. This is TJ Norman, and we're back with a very special guest this morning. And as a matter of fact, you're going to identify very much with the voice because for years and years and years, he was a voice on KIFG. Jack Weitzel's with me here this morning. And Jack, first of all, welcome to the morning show. We appreciate you taking time out of your busy schedule to spend a little time with us this morning.
Well, TJ, it's just a pleasure to see you again and watch how nicely you've done all these years and how well you've done taking care of the church over there. Well, all of those things add to a great guy, and biggest thing is you have a wonderful wife.
Well, that's for sure. Behind every man, right?
Yeah.
Exactly.
Sometimes ahead of every man.
Well, Jack, the reason that we brought you on this morning is the newspaper broke some news over the weekend that you had purchased the Metropolitan Theater. And I know a lot of folks are curious. Certainly that is a jewel in the crown that is Iowa Falls. And a lot of people identify Iowa Falls with the Metropolitan Theater. And since it's closing, a lot of people were wondering what's going to happen to the theater. Well, you kind of had those same questions, and you stepped up and did something about it.
Well, I did have the same questions, and just like you and all of us who have lived here, we remember what Fridley did and beautiful time we had in that opening. And you start thinking about all the things that can and have been done there. I think everybody felt just as I did, just as you did most likely, is, my God, we don't want it torn down. We don't want that thing just to sit there and be an eyesore. And so we talked and talked. The more we thought about it, or I thought about it, my poor wife would probably not as happy as I am. But seriously, why not put a bid in? And if we get it, fine. If we don't, somebody else will. And that was what we did. And lo and behold, our bid was accepted. Now we have to sit back and try to figure out how the whole community can be involved in seeing to it that it's a theater they want to go to, that it's a place we all want to go to, where we can do things and keep the downtown active, keep the businesses active, and all of that sort of thing. So actually, as far as any plans, people wonder, was it going to be like Eldora? It's going to be like Hampton? Grundy Center, whatever. I have no idea, seriously. I have no idea what's going to happen. I just signed the papers yesterday, and so as a consequence, I'm still a bit in shock that I've got it. But when I say I hate to say it, but I hope it's the community.
Well, let's talk just a few moments about the Metropolitan Theater, Jack. It came to be about the turn of the century. And when we say it is the jewel that is the crown of Iowa Falls, we're not just kidding. I mean, no. This has been an incredibly important part of our community for generations before us, right at the turn of the century, built by Mr. Ellsworth himself, and it was the happening place. When it was put on the map, it was bringing people from all over the Midwest to Iowa Falls, and it has been doing that ever since it's been around. And so it's just very difficult to think of Iowa Falls without the Met. It's just impossible to think of that. And I think that's probably one of the motivating factors that prompted you to do what you've done.
Well, it is because, back before Bob Fridley, who did a wonderful job in taking care of it, it was an opera house. And as Bob said, there's only 2 good opera houses in the whole state of Iowa. He said, I'm not so sure this isn't the better one. But, in his idea, and I used to go down there, you were down there, because you would be involved in the things. And the old places where all the artists that came here, would be downstairs in their dressing rooms, and you still had all the paraphernalia there. Now, when Bob bought the theater, he didn't intend to make 2 screens. He thought it'd be a nice opera house type again. But what happened is, there was a beam that was holding up the roof, and it was ready to fall out. Mm-hmm. So all of a sudden, he had to change his plans, and he ended up putting 2 screens there. And, it's a great place. It's a great place to watch a movie. And I think one of the things that's going to happen there is it's going to have movies again. How soon? I would say, by fall?
Mm-hmm.
There's something like
Very good,
Yeah.
very good. Well, certainly the community, we have done some incredible things. When you think about the fire station, the new hospital, the library, there have been incredible investments. And Jack, you know, in coming in contact with people from other communities in the Greenbelt, they are totally amazed. Not a week goes by that I'm not approached by somebody wondering out loud, how do you guys do it in Iowa Falls? How do you come up with these incredible projects, and people come from out of nowhere, well, they come from Iowa Falls, to support it? And this is another one of those kinds of ideas where we want to make sure that an icon, an important part of our history, important part of who we are, stays in control of people that care and have a passion for it. And that would be the people of Iowa Falls. And so I'm thinking that you're probably not going to be lacking for ideas or lacking for people to step up and say, okay, here's an idea, and I'm willing to put some manpower to the idea, or even maybe some money to the idea of how do we do this.
That's exactly right. That's why when you asked me before we went on the air, well, what do you think you're going to do? As I said to you, in all honesty, I don't know what's going to happen. But I know one thing. It's going to be here. It's going to open. And there will be good movies there. All I can tell you.
Excellent, excellent, excellent. And what a great way to wrap up this little conversation. You know what I do need to do, Jack, is we need to go out and we need to do a ball game. You know, one of the things of my entire radio career, done a lot of play-by-play, a lot of ball games, but one thing I've not done is a ball game with the icon.
The icon.
With Jack himself, and certainly you and Jimmy Starr, man, so many games, so many memories, and such an important part of our community, and it's been a privilege to be with you
Well,
here
it's been
this
my
morning.
privilege to know you. I can remember when you left me and went to Waterloo and did a heck of a job there, and then you came back. You were a minister when you came back. I thought, oh my God, now I got to be blessed by him. But you've done a great job in your ministry. I mean,
well,
really,
thank you very much.
People over called West Side, they really are lucky to have you.
Well, thank you very much.
And I hear all
Jack.
kinds of great things about you.
Well, I don't know if you can believe all of those things.
You know, who knows what they can believe. So thank you very much for all you do.
Well, thank you very much. Thank you very much. And thanks for taking time this morning. It's good news, folks. The Metropolitan Theater is going to be a continued part of the Iowa Falls area for a long, long time. Thanks again to Jack Weisel for taking time out with us this morning.
Thank you very much.